Cek cek. Mic check. Kedengeran nggak? Pen juga hear me. Am I clear enough?
Tes.
Oh gitu. Ini gue ngomong nggak dari situ. Yang ini emang clear. Apa? Nggak kedengeran? Nggak kedengeran? Oh gitu. Cek. Can hear me speaking? Ya? Oh gitu, oke. Oh, lu gak keluar berarti dari mic-nya. Oke. Gue udah cek semalam. She's also an AB Communication student of the College Education, Arts and Science at Lyceum of the Philippines University-Batangas. She is hailed as the champion in the newscasting category during the Asian English Olympics, or AEO 2023, that was held not long ago. Okay, FYI, AEO is one of Asia's most eagerly awaited international English contests. So, congratulations, Isabelle. Cheer for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, second speaker is Althea Danielle Guererra. She's internal vice president of the Multimedia Arts for Innovative Artists, or MAFIA. Oh, that's a cool one. And a college student in Multimedia Arts at Lyceum of the Philippines University-Batangas. Next, we have Fajar Arfian, the president of iTech Entertainment STTI and NIIT iTech. He's an information system student in Sekolah Tinggi Teknologi Informasi NIIT. And last but not least is Fayyaza Faryal Anakidanda. She's the vice president of iTech English Club at STTI and NIIT, also an informatics engineering or IT student in Sekolah Tinggi Teknologi Informasi NIIT. Okay, I guess without further ado, I would like to welcome the first speaker to speak up. Okay, sharing talks based on the points of discussions that were shared prior to the event. Maybe we can start from Miss Isabelle. The stage is all yours.
Hello. Thanks again for having us. Again, I'm Gloria Isabelle Pechay. You can call me Belle. So I'm currently a third year AB communication student from the College of Education, Arts and Sciences. So in our university, Lyceum of the Philippines University-Batangas, we have different programs available for different colleges and different students. So I'm also 23 years old. I love crafting and performing. And I also own a small business called By Bell with Love. So about my major, I am a communication major, and we specialize mainly in broadcasting, creating and producing films, movies, even music videos, talk shows, and the sort. So being here in the Philippines, we really have a lot of courses that we can choose from. And I basically chose this because I realized my passion for the field of communication. Well, firstly, I was really torn with what my major would be, with what course I would choose when I enter college. But initially, I entered Bachelor of Science in Physical Therapy. So it's a med-related course, physiotherapy for other schools. So that's about that's actually about taking a person or giving the person the chance to move from point A to point B. So when you do rehabilitation, let's say for stroke and the sort, so that's the course you could take. However, during my 2 years of stay in the said course, it was quite hard for me to find like a sort of purpose and happiness as I go along. And this, during the pandemic, I decided to take an academic break. And then during that academic break, I took a lot of time to really reflect on what it is I love. And that's also the time that I started my small business, which is called By Bell with Love. It's mainly a crafting business. And from there, I realized now, it's really nice that I could like share my set of skills so that I can show others what I can do and the love that I have for crafting. And then from there, I realized why not take a course that is aligned to what I really like and what I'm good at. And from there, I took up AB communication, and I'm now really happy in the field. So yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you, Isabelle. Okay. Okay, maybe with the next speaker, Fajar Arfian, you can start speak.
Recording in progress.
Hello everyone, my name is Fajar Arfian and looking for the fighting counselor. I'm currently a third year student at Teknologi Informasi, NIIT, ITech, or for short you can say STTI and NIIT, ITech University, and I'm majoring in Multimedia system. So one of my favorite hobbies is the digital design, and I enjoy spending my free time mostly to creating a digital art, designing logos, developing user interface, and sometimes I also like to make a research for data science, and I find designing to be both challenging and rewarding as it requires both technical skill and my creativity side to produce something truly unique and visually appealing. And it's great outlet for me to express my artistic side and explore my passion for technology at the same time. And for me, as a third year student, I have gained a lot of knowledge and experience in my field of studying. I have learned various programming language, multimedia tools, and design principles that help me to create innovative and effective for various digital problems. Since I am a freelance designer, and in addition to my studies and hobbies, I also involved in several extracurricular activities on campus. I enjoy volunteering for community, participating in student clubs, and attending a text conference that I mostly held online to expand my network and learn from the industry experts. And that's a little bit about me. Thank you for taking the time to get to know me. Thank you, moderator.
Okay, thank you, Fajar. Sorry, the audio is delay on my end, so okay, a bit of technical problem. Okay, that was interesting from you. And the next one can have Althea. The stage is yours.
Hello, good afternoon. So I'm Althea Danielle Guerra. So you can just call me Althea, or a more shorter version is Thea. Thea. So um, I am currently a second year college student taking up a degree and Bachelor of Multimedia Arts at Lyceum of the Philippines University. I am in the same department as Miss Bells, the College of Education, Art and Sciences, and I am just from a small town near our city, Batangas City. It's called Ibaan. So in my opinion, it's just a pretty peaceful and simple municipality where almost everyone knows one another. And I'm also a part of an organization. It's what you said. It's the cool name MAFIA. It stands for Multimedia Arts for Innovative Artists. So I am currently their internal vice president. And same as Miss Bell, I also experienced joining Asian English Olympics, but it was in year 2021. I was still in high school, so I didn't have the chance to go to Indonesia because during that time, all of the contests were still done online due to the pandemic. So I participated in the storytelling category. What else? I'm an active student. So since high school, I'm already participating in numerous types of competitions and extracurricular activities. Then again, I try to make sure that these things will not be a hindrance to my academic performance because I also have grades to maintain as a scholar. So for hobbies, I guess most of them are literally for leisure, for entertainment purposes. Because right now I'm very much into Hallyu, as what they call it, the Korean wave. So I love watching dramas, their variety shows, and listening to their music. And at the same time, I'm still a fan of a lot of Filipino movies, especially the old and classic ones. And I also love cooking and eating, of course. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Althea. for sharing your. Okay. Next, Fayyaza, stage is yours.
Thank you, Aryan Rambe. Hello, everyone. My name is Fayyaza. I'm actually in my first year in this college as the NIIT or ITech. I'm 19, going on 20. And apparently, I am the vice president of ITech Language Club. And because this is my first year, I don't really know actually what I'm going to do next, but I'm still exploring so many things, like a lot of clubs that happen in this college. And actually, this is my first event with iTech Language Club and also iTech Entertainment. And I'm so excited to meet you, Althea. Althea, is it right?
Hey.
And Belle also, because this is my first time meeting someone outside than Indonesia. I'm so excited for that. And actually, you talk about the Hallyu wave. I'm also into it right now. So I think there's so many things that can we talk about. Thank you. That's from me.
Okay. Thank you, Fayyaza. That's so cool of you. Okay. I think since all of our speakers have sharing their talks, I think we can have something we discuss more engaged in. Maybe we can ask about each other now. Okay. Engage in a discussion, I guess. So if anyone have any questions and have any questions to ask, we can start. Okay. Maybe not much of discussion, more like sharing and such.
Hello, ma'am. Please turn on your microphone.
Oh, okay. I'll begin the discussion. So, Fayyaza mentioned a while ago that she's just still trying out different clubs. So, since we're all active students at different clubs, so could you guys share with me what do you think is like the importance of being active, not just in your academic load, but also in joining clubs and other extracurricular activities? So, anybody?
Hello, Bilal. So, for our topic, maybe we can discuss about why we are using our media. Would you be the first speaker who spoke about this? Why we using this major? Bilal or Althea or Fayyaza?
So thank you, Belle, for the question. But actually, this is my first time joining club in this college. But before that, I'm on the student council. Is it what you say it? Student council in my high school, and I think that's important because we can know people like around the world, like what do we like what do we do now, right? So I think it's important to know more about the outside world. Like we go to school not just for learning, but we go to school also for the relation with people around us, with people outside our community, and those kind of things.
Yeah, those are really good insights. And for those students also joining us right now in our live on Instagram and YouTube, I guess we can all agree that it's not just through our courses and programs that we learn, through our subjects that we can learn. In my years of being in college, I realized that most of the valuable things that I learned are actually from experience due to the clubs that I join in, the contests that we join in. So it's really just about like time management. I think we could all agree on that, that we have to really balance, just like what Althea said. You can be active in clubs, in different organizations, but you should not just take for granted your studies. You should excel in both, right? So if you have any points that you can add to this, Thea?
So, in my experience, I told you a while ago, I was a very active student. So, I joined a lot of competitions. I joined almost all types of competitions already since high school. And for me, those were steps for how I found my real passion. So let me tell you a story of how I ended up with multimedia arts. It's quite a long story, but it's all about it's about the contest that I've joined in. That's why I ended up here. So honestly, I first started off as a culinary enthusiast. So as what I've mentioned a while ago, one of my hobbies is cooking. It was influenced to me by my parents, and as early as seventh grade, I already became somewhat exposed to the field because I joined and represent the school for cook-offs or culinary challenges. And also because one of the flagship programs of our university, or the program it's most known for, is culinary arts. So as early as high school, our cookery classes are really kind of leveled up already. So yeah, because of that exposure, I developed my love for that craft and had already seen myself in the future having that as my career. But it was when I was about to enter senior high school when my parents advised me to choose another career aside from that. So that they laid all the reasons why they will not be able to support me on that. And I understood all of those wholeheartedly. The reason why I chose communication instead as my target program for college. So yeah, communication at first. It's same with Miss Bells because I also love public speaking. And all throughout my high school days, I was a student radio broadcaster and a member of a theater group. So I act, I perform, I do a lot of things. So it was not that hard for me to shift into the communication field. I was about to enter communication already, but then a major plot twist once again, the college was dissolved for that year. So the school just offered me alternative program, which included multimedia arts. So because I consider arts as my abandoned childhood dream, because as a child, you know, just like any other kids, I love to draw, I love colors, and growing up at school, I enjoy having to present reports and classes because I enjoy doing and designing my own PowerPoint presentations. And also, we had this work immersion where we were taught and trained with skills that were very much aligned with multimedia arts. Like we're doing desktop publishing, designing publication materials, and our clubs, I was the one assigned to do that. So we also did our own portfolio and a website. So yeah, that got me interested with multimedia arts, not knowing that it will actually become the program and career path that I would pursue. So yeah, that's my story.
Interesting story.
Interesting
Okay.
story from Althea. And I agree with Isabel because we can be just a student and studying to our campus, but we have to active on let's say extracurricular, so we can find our skill, we can show up to others that we can doing this or doing that. I truly agree with Isabel. And for me, why I'm choosing the multimedia information system is because I believe that in this field of study has a potential to make a positive impact, especially for the community. Why? Because multimedia and digital technology are rapidly evolving, and I want to be at the forefront of the exciting wave of innovation. A multimedia information system is all I know. Multimedia information system is a dynamic field that combines technical knowledge and my creativity side, and it involves and developing software and application that can be integrated with various forms such as media, text, or graphics, audio, video, maybe some artificial intelligence or language or programming language, maybe Althea more known about this. So by studying multimedia information system, I'm gaining valuable skills in programming, web design, and graphic design, also video editing, because I'm also learning about the latest technology and trends in the industry, such as virtual reality, augmented reality, or artificial intelligence. And I'm also motivated to pursue in career in this field because I believe that it has more potential, especially in Indonesia, to shape the future and make a positive impact on how people live. And I want to use my skills and my creativity to develop innovative solutions that I can improve the way we interact with technology and change our digital experience. And for Isabelle and for Althea, I don't know if this just happened in Indonesia, but have you ever realized that our younger generation nowadays tends to prefer digital art compared to traditional art that still use canvas as a medium for painting? I don't know for sure if this just happened in Indonesia or if this happened in Philippines.
I'm sorry, your audio is breaking up. There's like small feedbacks, but I heard things like Canvas. Are you asking about like the what we use for studying here? Is that right?
I'm sorry about my audio, but wait, please wait a minute. So my question is, have you ever realized that our younger generation nowadays tends to prefer digital art that compared to traditional art that still use canvas as a medium for painting?
Okay. I Yeah, I agree with you on that. Actually, there's been like a shift in the use of medium being used right now, but I'm partly amazed with how traditional and new media is being used to create art. Um, for example, in my craft, so I have been joining workshops and different. I've been one of the speakers, and I held a workshop which focused on combining traditional art and digital art together to create crafts. So there's like card making, which incorporated painting using pigment and paper, and then there's also digital art that is printed on paper. So I feel like this shift is actually attributable to the ever changing and the very fast emergence of technology and even the tools used. I've been seeing more pens, drawing pens that are compatible with everyday gadgets that we use, like iPads, especially with Samsung and Apple's new inventions. There's really this shift from traditional to digital media, and I don't think that's bad. It's actually one good way for us to adapt and really widen the way that we can create art, make it more accessible. But still, I'd like to uh, see more traditional art being put to use and being used, because this just shows our roots. And but I don't see anything bad with the shift from traditional to digital art. I think it's good, and it makes making art more environmentally friendly and sustainable, since there's still waste that we generate from making scratches, making drafts on paper. So I think if used wisely, it is actually beneficial, not just for us, but also for the environment. So Althea, since you're in multimedia arts, I think you'll have a better say on this matter.
Well, in my case, during our first year, we initially focused on traditional arts. We do all of traditional arts. We do pen and paper. Then it was just then second year when we shifted to digital. So in my experience, most of my classmates still still have a lot of passion for traditional arts, because it's probably because they enjoy putting a lot more effort into it, and they exert more time into it. It's just that it's in the details. But then, just like what Miss Bell said, there's nothing wrong with going digital. It's again influenced by how we are already leaning towards digitalization, because almost everything are done online or can be done online. You can almost see everything online. So yeah, it's probably influenced by that, and there's nothing wrong with that change. We need to really adapt to things. So yeah, and that's one value of being a great multimedia artist. And it's learning to adapt to new softwares, learning new things, just to get along the whole system, the whole new media system. So yeah.
Yeah, I really agree with both of you guys. So, working in IT, majoring in IT, I learned so many things that everything can be digitalized, but there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, like, but the thing is, we cannot forget the traditional one. Like, when you do things online, there's something that you cannot do with the traditional things. And then as an Indonesian that having so many traditions and also so many what do we call that? I'm sorry. Oh my god, my English. So many arts, so many traditional arts like batik and also those kind of things that we cannot do by doing the digital things. We we must have the desire to keep it together, like to keep it so it doesn't what do we call that? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so nervous right now. So
No,
that's my point.
Okay, Fayyaza, we all nervous. I'm nervous too.
Yeah,
but,
that's my point.
but
So
I'm truly
we
agree
cannot,
with Isabelle
like,
to
we cannot forget the traditional
keeping
things.
our traditional art exist for the future. Why? Because here we are in Indonesia, we have more than 17,000 islands with a different tribe, with a different language, with a different signature of art. So, but sadly that this is what I see. Okay, this is my opinion that our younger generation here is less awareness for keeping this traditional art that will exist in the future. That's why I want to preserve our local cultures and values, which can be maybe combined with technology and without compromising their cultural significance. And that will be my goals for the future. I hope that I can do it.
And I think that's also applies with the Philippines, because I know we have like common things together, like Indonesia and Philippines, and that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with the both of you. I was actually mesmerized with how beautiful the art culture in Indonesia is, and there are like some parts of your culture that is almost synonymous with ours. And I would really like to commend when I went to Indonesia, your airport. It's full of like murals and paintings. That was really inspiring, and I think it was enlightening and empowering to see that, because I already had a glimpse of what your culture is. And that's really nice of you, Fajar, to have it as an advocacy, because while digital media is really like rising up and emerging, it's true that we should not forget about the traditional. And with what Fayyaza said, everything can be digitalized. So if there's a way that we can like bridge the two, it would be really nice without, yeah, compromising the traditional ones. So if you have any more questions.
I actually have a question here. It's been lingering in my mind. I mean, I hope it's not off topic. Almost everyone in the world knows that all Philippines really great at singing. Is that right? You know, yes. I mean, I wonder if how did you guys engage to music? Is it uh, so early days in your maybe so young, or how did you guys engage in music first time? I can guess a question for me.
Okay. I guess we cannot prove that today. You might you might ask us to sing, but I will tell a story on how this started. So in the Philippines, when we celebrate parties, festivals, we usually have karaoke's in our houses. So that probably trained the Filipinos to sing, I guess, well, because since since uh since the beginning of our childhood, we sing and karaoke's. We hear our neighborhood singing and karaoke's. So yeah, that's probably because of that.
Okay, so
So,
karaoke early younger days. Thank you for answering my question, Althea.
Okay, so I'm also watching our live on YouTube, and there's actually two questions. One is from Argi Bonaventure. I'm not sure if I pronounced his or her name correctly, but he asked, "What do you think about AI generator used in design, graphic, or any art creation? Do you think that it will threaten the existence of creator? And do you have suggestions for any college students for it?" So I have been actually seeing AI generated art, and I haven't really tried using it. Although I have been using AI generators like Chat GPT, like that. So just I'm exploring those things a bit because I'm really curious what they can bring. But I have seen AI generated art in Twitter actually, and there's been a debate that I saw in one of the threads there. They were an AI creator, or an AI artist is actually um, calling another person out for plagiarizing his work, because I think they have been using the same like uh, keywords. I think you type there some words, and then the AI generator will create art for you. I'm not sure how it works and if it's really the way it works, but that's what I have read. And the question is, do you think it will threaten the existence of creator, and do you have suggestions for any college students? So I think AI generated art is really wonderful. Like you can create art in just minutes and just seconds. And it's really a breakthrough for us to have come up with AI tools such as that. But I think, yeah, it's really hard, especially that it's still a baby. It's really hard to delineate what is original AI art from what is your trademark for having an AI art. And it's hard to really tell whether it's plagiarized or not, since AI is like a pool of artwork, right? I think you guys know more about this. But my suggestion is we can, uh, for me as a regular student who's not really into like digital art, like doing and creating digital art, I'm more on the traditional one. I think we can take inspiration from it, and we can, well, at least take advantage of its good points and try to avoid the pitfalls that it has. So everything used in moderation is good. So I think that's it for me. Fajar, Fayyaza, Althea, do you have any points on this?
Thank you so much, Isabelle. But if we talk about AI generator, that as you said, I've ever listened about AI generator that can generate visual art or design. I think it's on Discord. I don't know about if there is anything like that on Twitter, but I've ever used it on Discord. But I'm not that support on AI generator like that because with all the comfort that AI generator giving to us, that we will forget about the values of it art itself. That's why I'm not support more about AI generator on design especially. That's for me. And that's a good question.
Okay, anyone? Maybe I actually want to give my thoughts about AI. I think technology meant to help human to be easily when they do some tasks. Uh, it it is important that we are not too reliable on AI itself. I actually use AI once and twice for a project. It doesn't mean that I actually only interested how it produce an art. Yes, that uh, it will be it will be yes, yes, it actually be not too good if it's used for a bad cause, I guess. That's all.
Yeah, I actually agree with that because I think the real art is something that comes from the soul. Is that what you call that? So if we use AI or something like that, we just render something from another something. Like we just combine so many resources and then make it into a new one without giving the art itself the soul. So it could be the reference, like if you want to draw something, you can go to AI and then search for the reference. But for me, making art is also pouring your soul into it. So I don't think that's good enough to say like AI art is the real art. Yeah, that's my opinion.
At the end of the day, there are difference between human. I actually learned there is something called text-to-speech AI generator later these days. So there's a technology that AI can generate human voice just using 3-second sample. Actually, we have, of course, we have better advanced. We as human, we know about pacing. We know about tempo that AI can generate. That AI, of course, doesn't have soul. We know when we have to talk fast. We know how when to talk slow. That AI doesn't have that. Also, with picture, I think there's still weakness with AI generated picture. They sometimes doesn't have soul. They doesn't have touch that a human painter can put some pressure at a point of their draw or something like that. So maybe that's my thoughts about I guess. Anyone?
I would also just like to add up because you mentioned that there are AI generators which transforms text into human voices. So and that just gave me a realization how yes, it could be fascinating, but it could also be scary because I think I've watched this in a certain, I don't know if it's a K-drama or a movie where a stalker tried to um what do you call this, hack a certain girl's phone, and then she tried to disguise as her friend by using the AI generated voice. So it's fascinating but scary. So it's just go back to what Miss Bells mentioned. It's good, but you need to know how it should be utilized properly for it to be beneficial for all. So yeah.
Thank you again, RV Bonaventure, for that question. That was really thought-provoking and insightful. And uh, some are also already asking so many things in our YouTube live. It's really fun. Thank you guys for commenting and keeping the discussion alive. So, Naful Abdul is asking, how do you learn English? Because your English is very good. And then Hafiz Sogar S is asking, I'm curious about art in Island in the Philippines. Have you been there? Can you tell us? And how is the development of technology in the Philippines today? So that is from Ugi Ispoyo Widodo. And then many people are saying hello, like Mai Tanaka, hello from the Philippines. Ari Sordianto, hello from Indonesia. They're really cute.
Hello, hello. So,
Thank you so much, Isabel. Thank you for answering those questions.
thank you, Isabel.
I have a lot of insight from your answer. And I see live or even live on YouTube and Instagram, but some people questioning about from Ugi Ispoyo Widodo, how is the development of technology in the Philippines today? So I think maybe Isabel or Althea will answer this question.
Well, for me, compared to what I see in the social media, I think Philippines is going there, but Philippines is taking it slowly because we're still attached. I think probably just like you were still attached with our traditions, and it's hard for us to let go of it a bit and shift into a fast approaching technology. So yeah. How about you, Miss Bell, Ate Bell? What are your insights about this? How is our technology in the Philippines?
Uh, yeah, you're right, actually. I think we ourselves, like the Filipino people themselves, have this attachment to traditions. And I don't think everyone is privileged enough to really expose themselves in using technology. Not everyone can buy, don't have access to technology. And I think partly it's also because of the economy here in the Philippines. Not much attention and budget is being given to really develop in the field of science, in the field of arts. Actually, um, it's really sad that we cannot take advantage of the different technology that is being used. We don't have much resources to really invent much and create. And I think that's sad because I know Filipino people to be really innovative and be very resourceful. So I think if the government actually would uh, provide budgets and give opportunities for Filipino students, Filipino people to really major in the field of technology, I think we will be having so much inventions and technology already. Especially because since I was little, this was taught in our school that most of the spare parts that is being used and assembled in different schools are actually sourced from the Philippines. So we're good in creating like the chips, the parts of the cars, but we're not really good in assembling because it takes so much money to assemble something that big, and the Philippines do not have that privilege. The Filipino people, although I think that they can, that we can, we do not have that much money actually to really do it. So I think it's really a waste. It's a shame that it's the way that this. But yeah, to answer your question, the Philippines is really taking it slow in adapting new technology. Thank you for your question.
So for me, I think Indonesia and Philippines have, like, we are in the same direction to our goals, right? But yeah, as you can say that we're taking slow because there's so many things that we cannot control. And I think the potentials of the Philippines is so much bigger than Indonesia, because I know that the Filipinos is a hard worker. So why I can say that, because I think I met so many Filipinos, not only in Indonesia, but also in other countries, and because of that, I think Filipinos is a hard worker. So I think we as the newer generation, we as the future generation, could make it better for our countries.
Okay, thank you so much, Fayyaza. Thank you so much, Althea. But before we continue, you guys maybe realize that in our YouTube live streaming, we have a lot of people saying hello or just saying hi. So can you guys give back the hello to our streamer on YouTube? Thank you so much. Okay, now let's continue our next point, please. Rambe.
Actually, there's a question from Arizianto on YouTube. He asking, he want to ask about social media that is currently developing in the Philippines. Maybe one of you can answer. Ari Sugianto asked about, he asked to Bell actually. He want to ask about social media that's currently developing in the Philippines.
Oh,
The
yeah.
question is developing social media in Philippines, right?
Yes.
Sorry,
Yep,
for
that's
your
right.
good sons. I just want to make it clear.
All right. So, yeah, social media is really a big thing here in the Philippines, especially Facebook. I think there's like a study that ranks Philippines as one of the top users of Facebook and social media. I think it's because the Filipino people are really close-knit community. We are very family oriented, and with most of our family members being abroad because of like migration and the need to work in a different country, we really took advantage of social media to maintain that connection. And also Filipino people, I think, really enjoy having to share their stories online and have their families and friends to react to these things. So I think it's one of the reasons why social media is developing in the Philippines. But apart from that, there's also a TikTok craze happening in the Philippines, where Filipinos right now are actually enjoying so much. And when I went to Indonesia, I also saw that there are many TikTokerists in malls, and there's like people enjoying the music and filming themselves. So I think that's what we guys share in common here in the Asian communities. We're really into music, dancing, and even singing. So yeah, thank you for your question, Ari.
Thank you for the answer, Isabelle.
All right, thank you so
May
much.
I also just add?
Oh yes. Sorry.
I think another factor why the social media is really a thing in the Philippines, because we had already shifted social media into a platform for business already, something that we could earn income to. We have a lot of influencers, social media influencers, who are earning a lot from social media, and us also as multimedia artists, we use social media as our platform where we can promote things for other brands that we advertise. So yeah, that's probably another factor how social media suddenly blew up in the Philippines.
Yes, yes, I'm agree with that. So, I think we have an influencer on social media. It's Isabelle. Come on, you have more than 1,000 followers. But if we talk about social media, then this I don't know if this posture, but is there in or people in Philippines mostly use Facebook or TikTok or Instagram? What mostly people in Philippines use?
Okay, so most of us really use Facebook. That's the number one app because from different generations, like young kids, as little as 2 years old, have their own Facebooks controlled by their parents, and then even the elderly they use Facebook. But it's really a different like market for each and every age group. So everyone here uses Facebook. Teens mostly use Instagram. Teens too, like late adults use Instagram. And then we also use YouTube, and I think even the elders in our community are starting to enjoy YouTube along with different streaming platforms. Twitter still is used for political mga debates. They're very active in that, but mostly the most used here is Facebook. And in I Althea is correct. It is used not just for business; it's used for personal use for messaging each other. That's why we use Facebook Messenger for chat. And I think in Indonesia you're using WhatsApp the most. WhatsApp is not so much used here in the Philippines. We use Facebook Messenger, and also it's also one way for people here in the Philippines. I think it's sad that Facebook is being one of the most common information sources and news sources. Me as a communication major, it's also I think one of the reasons why fake news is very high in the Philippines. It's because we use too much Facebook that it's a bit sad sometimes that we are easy to believe the things that we see online. And um I'm not sure if that's also the case for you. How about in Indonesia? What is the most used platform there?
Oh, because so in Philippines you mostly use WeChat for communication each other rather than WhatsApp. Is that correct?
No, not WeChat. We use Facebook Messenger.
So the most popular apps to communicate in Philippines is Facebook, right?
I think Indonesia is still going on with the trend that happens outside Indonesia. So most people use Instagram and also TikTok. And we use, like you say, Belle, we use WhatsApp for so many things because I don't know, because that's the trend, because everyone use it. So yeah, it automatically like make everyone use it. So I think TikTok, Instagram, oh, and also Twitter. Indonesian people use Twitter so much, I think, and they discuss so many things in the Twitter. So if there is something wrong with other apps like Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp, if there's something crash or something else, we discuss it on Twitter because I think that's the safest place for Indonesian. Yeah.
Yeah, so really you don't have to be surprised if you see a lot of TikTok content from Indonesia because TikTok application is a very large market here, so we are mostly use TikTok right now rather than Facebook. Even a child since maybe 2 or 3 years old already have a phone the same as in Philippines, and they the same like us. They create a lot of content in TikTok and Instagram, but they are not using Facebook anymore. I don't know why, but That's the fact.
And one thing about the TikTok use in Indonesia, we also use it to make it like a marketplace, just like the Philippines use in Facebook. So there are so many like there's so many store that opens in TikTok, and there's so many consumer that actually buy something from TikTok, and I think that's convenient because we can see the videos of the things, and then we just go buy it without going to another apps. Yeah, I think that's the same.
Okay, thank you so much, Althea. Thank you so much, Bella, to answering the question on live YouTube. But please, I have another question, one more question actually, from Argi Bonaventure. Oh, spell your name. Althea and Bella, this is for both of you. Is there any bootcamp programs in Philippines? It's very common here in Indonesia for the last 3 years. And for all speakers, what do you think about it? What do you think about bootcamp? Any bootcamp, any bootcamp.
I'm only familiar with the boot camp being done for players of esports like Mobile Legends. Is that what you're pertaining to, Argi Buenaventure? There are some here, but not everyone really can access and can just go ahead and join boot camps, especially for esports, because I think partly it's still embedded in our culture that we prioritize our studies. So not much families really encourage children playing boot and really joining boot camps. There's actually a funny thing happening right now is that when you just keep on playing, your parents will scold you and be mad at you because they find it useless. But I actually think it's another form of intelligence that has to be cultivated, because there are many good players, not just in the Philippines, but like really internationally, that have the potential to really make it big out there in esports. I'm Blacklist Mobile Legend. Oh, okay. I think Blacklist is like a team in the Philippines. I'm not sure. Yeah, actually, when I went to Indonesia, it's one of the things that my friends were saying, that you watch their tournament because it coincides with the AEO when I went there. So yeah, that's there's some boot camps here in the Philippines, but not so much. Just the few that you know of.
All right, thank you, Isabelle, for answering this question. I kind of agree with that, but for me, it's short if I don't really agree with it, because what I mean is that you learn by cutting short and intensive ones, like so as to produce a graduates who, in my opinion, are not competent to face technological development, which mean I mean like if we are joining a bootcamp for UI UX, people that already expert on that field are learning maybe like let's say 5 years, but in bootcamp you just learning for 6 months and then you graduate and working as a UI UX designer. That mean you are not that really competent. I mean like that. That's why I'm not that really agree with bootcamp.
So for context, in Indonesia, everything becomes a bootcamp. So you got bootcamp for IT, you get bootcamp for like reading classes, you got bootcamp for writing classes. So there are so many bootcamps in Indonesia that you can get, and you can get the certificate and you can use it to work actually. So I think that's what the question mean. Like in Indonesia, there are so many boot camps, and we are curious about the boot camps in the Philippines. And I'm actually kind of shocked that you only have the boot camps for the gamers and those kind of things. But we also have the boot camps for gamers, but most of our boot camps is certificated. So
Well, I think In the Philippines, yeah, there's really less boot camp, but I think I experienced a similar thing for that. In our system, in our university, they offer there we partnered with a certain company which offers online courses. That's probably what it's similar to. So I've experienced that, but it's overseas. So we're still what do you call this? Rely overseas for those kind of things because we do not have that much of boot camps or online courses available here in the Philippines.
So you guys have like so many like online courses and those kind of things.
Mm.
All right, thank you so much. Oh, Bella, you want to speak?
Yeah, I have like points on that. I think that's really, really good that you have those boot camp. Although, yeah, it's nothing compared to college education and a college degree, right? But I think these are really good learning opportunities if you just want to learn a new skill that is outside your curriculum. I think it's really powerful. And if a similar thing can be done in the Philippines, that's actually really great because not a lot of us have the opportunity to finish college because of like financial constraints. Althea a while ago was referring to MOOCs, massive online courses. These are like the online courses that you can, massive open online courses. So I think it's like Coursera, what else? edX sites. So there are like certification courses such as that. But here in the Philippines, we do not have much of those. I think the equivalent of a boot camp, when you said like 6 months, 3 months of courses, is like the National Certificate Program. It's from TESDA, right, Althea? Like we have some courses in um, refrigeration, in air conditioning, and then technical vocational courses, mainly like skill-based courses, but not much on such as digital marketing, software engineering. I recently signed up for TESDA's. It's not a boot camp actually. It's like a 3 month course, 6 months course is what they call it. There's been offerings, but they're not yet being offered. It's just like they're taking a survey on who is interested to get the certification. It's from like Google analysis, something like that. I cannot remember. But I think it's what's the equivalent here in the Philippines. I think it's really great. And if we can like offer it much more to students so we can um, learn more and have more diverse knowledge on things, I think that's very beneficial. Although yes, Fajar is correct. It is really nothing compared to a degree in really a certain field. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Belle.
It's a really good opinion, but I apologize everyone that I missed one more question. It's from Naufal Abdillah. How do you learn English? Because your English is very good. And I'm wondering too how a champion of Asian English Olympics learn English speaking. Come on.
Actually, you have good English also. I think we have the same skills in English. It's just that our tongue is more um, flexible. I think that's what they've been saying, that the Filipinos have a flexible tongue. They say malambot ang dila, or in English it's translated to soft tongue because we can easily like uh, what's that, imitate the different accents that there is here in the Philippines. But also I think it's because we have English courses since we were children, and some in kinder, some kids are actually reading first in English before they read in Filipino. And because of YouTube, so many of our children actually have better accents than we have right now. And most kids who are watching YouTube, like Coco Melon, uh, they have really good English because of really practicing it daily. And I think it's also because of the gravity that is being put not just by our families but also by the government to really be good in speaking in English. In college, it's really sad for me that Filipino subjects are not being required, but English subjects are required because the Philippines is still being geared towards after graduation, you go to abroad to have a better opportunity. So it's really, I think, one of the factors why we are being practiced to speak in English. Althea.
Yes,
Thank you, Belle, for
it's
speaking.
just may I just add that it was so sad to have that for us because yeah, just like Miss Bell said, almost everything we also learn everything in English. Our math is taught in English, and it's just our Filipino and our history subjects that are taught in our own language. So it's just that because even if we're Filipinos, we we still can't use our language properly. It's a sad reality.
So for me personally, I learned English ever since I was in kindergarten, and until now, I'm still learning my English. But there are so many Indonesians that cannot have the opportunity to learn English more and more because we have so many like big land that some people cannot access, and I think the English is so important. Like you say, you learn English ever since you're a kid, and I hope Indonesian would like do that. So English will be um, the must thing that you learn in early stage of our life. So we can improve more in English because I think Indonesian is not that common in English with English. So we don't really use English in our daily life, and I think that's the thing that we can improve from Indonesia.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Billy. Thank you so much, Fayyaza and Althea. So for your information, the English is English in Indonesia is just foreign language. So because we are very simple and we have a lot of traditional language like Japanese, Sundanese, like Batak, and another traditional language that I can say with one by one. So that's all from me. I will give it back to Randy.
Okay, Fajar, thank you for. Yes, okay. Are we into closing now? Yes, okay. All right, guys. Finally, we come to the end of our event here. Okay, we'd like to say much thanks again to the speakers for the interesting talk and to the audience for their participation and their attention. Uh, we hopefully the event will be beneficial for everyone. So thank you for everyone. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would like
Rambe,
to
sorry,
thank
sorry.
you so
I'm
much.
sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
what? What, Fajar?
You guys have the last minute. Do you have a short speech for our audience in Indonesia and the Philippines? Yes, because we are live streaming internationally. So it is you can answer maybe Fayyaza, Althea, or Dele.
I'm sorry, Fajar, what did you say again?
Maybe you could give
Maybe.
a bit of last speech. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. A short
For
speech.
everyone watching.
Okay, so I'll start. This was really an interesting discussion, and I learned so much in the short time that we spent together, especially with our viewers being very engaged in the discussion. It's really fun, and I have realized so much opportunity, especially in the field of education that you have there in Indonesia and that we have here, and um, I also realized how culture really affects the education and what we know, how we guys grow up to be. Yeah, when I went to Indonesia, I really experienced some people were had a hard time to um, speak with us because not everyone is really privileged enough to learn English. And I find it okay because in our discussion right now, I realized that it really is important that we take hold of our identity. And I think we Filipinos are robbed of that because we need to learn English so that we can go abroad. But when you look at Koreans, they are excelling even if they are using their own language. So I think that's something that we can all learn from. And then with the shift from traditional to digital media, I reiterate my stand that we have to take the benefit while also preserving the traditional media because that's who we are. Those are our roots. But yes, we should take advantage of technology. Again, thank you so much for having us. It was a lovely talk with each and every one of you. Very insightful and interesting. And I hope so much that we can have more of these in the future. Makasi to every one of you. Terima kasih.
Ya,
Terima
welcome.
kasih kembali. Sama-sama.
Before we end this event,
Okay, for
I
maybe
have an
Fajar and
insight
Fayya.
on live YouTube for Isabelle and Althea. Come to Jakarta and visit ITEX. It's beautiful place. And it's from Argi Bonaventure.
Yoi Argi.
Thank you so much for the insight, Argi. I hope you see this event. Thank you so much. And Bella have already visited Indonesia before, and it's beautiful, right?
Okay,
Alright.
Fajar and Fayyaza, maybe
I will
you
give
guys
it back to you.
have any last speech? Fajar and Fayyaza.
Okay. For me, this is my first time having this kind of discussion and this kind of conversation. And this is my first event, actually. I'm so nervous. But I think the discussion, it's so, what, it's so,
Insightful.
yeah, it's so insightful. So I can see I can know what do you guys do in Philippines, and if it's not because this discussion, I would never know what the Philippines doing right now. So thank you so much for Belle and Althea. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Fayyaza.
So I'll keep mine just short and sweet. So overall, I literally loved everything that happened today, and I became so much interested with the culture of Indonesia to the point where I really plan and wish to go to your country to see things actually. So yeah, see you if I can.
Yeah, you can call me, right? Like
Oh
I
yeah.
will take you around Jakarta or another city that you want to go.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Althea. Thank you so much, Bella. Oh, one more thing for Bella and Althea. You already know how to say makasih, but now it's my turn. How to say I love you in Philippine language? Yeah.
Actually, thank you.
Come
How
on.
thank you in Philippines? How do you say thank you in Philippines
It's
actually?
salamat, right? Salamat.
Oh, salamat.
Salamat.
Salamat or maraming salamat.
Salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Yes.
Salamat means?
Maraming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Salamat.
Pugi.
Salamat.
Pogi. Yes, Pogi. A lot of K-pop idols only know Pogi.
I know because
No, no.
the
I
life
mean,
of
how to
the
say
K-pop idols.
how to say I love you in Philippine language?
I love you is mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
What?
Mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
When it's for
Mahal
all,
kita.
when it's for all, you say mahal ko kayo.
Mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
Mahal.
Mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
Yes.
Mahal ko kayo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you so much.
We're having so much fun for this event. And now I will give it back to Rambe, please. Rambe.
How about taking pictures? How about we take pictures?
Oh, pictures, yes. Fayyaza proposed for us to have pictures. Surely.
Okay, guys. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. I can't wait. Okay, done.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Isabelle.
That's all.
Thank
Take care,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you so much. It was nice
Selamat.
meeting
I
you all.
apologize if there's any mistakes in bringing this event.
Mahal kita.
Once again, thank you so
Aku
much.
cinta
Mahal
kamu.
kita. Mahal kita.
Aku cinta kamu tuh. It was a great event. You don't have to worry.
Thank you so
So
much.
good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for all that have watched our show. See you guys on our next event.
Yes, see you guys. Take care. Bye. Anjir. Absurd, gokil.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you. And have a nice day.